Is called palming. Now that you have mastered palming, we're ready to begin. Open up the folded bandana. Show the audience it is a regular bandana by waving it up and down. If an audience member does not believe it is a real bandana, allow him to wipe his face on it. Now, pick up the dark square of fabric and gather the four corners together, making a little makeshift bag. Using your free hand, fold the bandana along the creases you made earlier and drop it into the folds of the fabric makeshift bag. From the outside of the makeshift bag, squeeze the bandana into a small little ball. What the audience didn't see is that you never really put the bandana in the fabric at all. You really kept it hidden in your left hand. Remember palming? Again, remember to keep your left hand held naturally. Now, make a magical gesture. For the grand finish, fling open the fabric and receive your well-deserved applause.
Good times. Good time. People always say to me, they say, yo, Jay Creds. That's my rapper name. It was like, Jay Creds, how'd you become a magician? You go to Hogwarts? No. True story. When I was 12 years old, I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. Very wonderful family, very encouraging, whatever kind of crazy, harebrained ideas I came up with. I was like, I want to be a magician when I was 12 years old. The thing is, I didn't know how to become a magician. So I would just make things up, the things found out that I would find around the house. And I invented a trick when I was about 12 years old that is so good. If you guys will indulge me, I will do it tonight. You feeling it? Yeah? Okay. Brace yourselves. 12 years old. Brilliant. The mystery of the Grey Poupon. You mean ooh-ah. We'll work on that. All right, here we go. Watch as we take the jar of Grey Poupon. I'm going to do this very slowly. It goes into the paper bag. I wave my hand over the bag. We all say the magic words, just incredible. Just incredible. It's transformed into a bottle of ketchup. Look at that, ketchup. OMG, right? Okay, I'll turn it back. Here we go. Ketchup goes back in the bag. We say just incredible backwards, which is Elvedurk Nitsaj. Everybody, Elvedurk Nitsaj. Oh, that's the mustard. There we go. I can do it fast. Watch. Just incredible. Elvedurk. Now wait, hold on. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Brace yourself. So the trick's not that easy. I was thinking ahead of myself. Because now the bag is empty. Oh. Okay, forget it. You know what? Never mind. We'll do something else. This is my carry-on. They think it's a liquid. I let them open it up. Ah! Snakes on a blade! And then I get arrested. All right. Good times. Well, I'm very excited to be here. I've got a big finale coming up. It's going to be great. So you still been envelope. It's been secured, yes? Okay, good. Okay, good. But I really want to thank Columbia Israel Bonds for having me. I think it's an amazing organization. If you're on the fence about investing, do it. Be a part of something bigger than yourselves. I want to thank the Cutlers, Chef and Joni. You guys were wonderful for having me. And I want to to do something with the man himself. I mean, I can't really give a trick to Chef earlier that he's going to upstage me, so we might as well let Chef upstage me right now. So if you don't mind, we're going to do a little game show together. Since we're talking about investing and a little bit of money, would you happen to have a bill I could borrow? Yes? Come on down. Give it up for the one and only Mr. Chef Cutler, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, guys? Oh, 100. This is good. I was going to say, the bigger the bill, the funnier the trick. So this would be hilarious. All right, now hold this for me, because before we start, obviously people are going to think we're in cahoots, okay? And they should, okay? Because we have a lot in common. We both like large pictures of ourselves. Like dress snappy. So I'm going to have somebody mark this bill. Sir, how are you? We've never met. How do you know it's me? I'm Justin. Come here if you will. What's your name? Stuart. Stuart, stand right here for me. Stuart, I'm going to have you mark Chef's $100 bill. Would you give it to Stuart? I'm going to have you write your name on it and a symbol. You can use this pen that we're giving away at the bank. You can use that table right there and just write Stuart nice and large on there. And, some sort of design. That way we can not forfeit or fake this. Good. That's a federal offense. You know that? Stuart. All right, thank you so much. If you go to jail, you go to jail for Chef. Thank you, Stuart. I appreciate it. Okay, so the bill, take a look at that. As Stuart has a triangle. Is it a triangle? That's a triangle. Okay, perfect. Or a pyramid? Either way. Okay. Take the bill if you would, Chef, fold it in half. And show it to the audience so they can see it before here. Perfect. Stuart and an A. And the last 3 digits are 669A. Oh, perfect. Excellent. So take that, fold it in half for me, Chef. Fold it in half again the same way. And again the same way. All right, we're going to play a little game about our intuition here. I've got 4 envelopes. One of them has not yet been sealed. 3 of them have been sealed. And the 3 that I sealed, I'll hold it up to the light. You see that piece of paper in there, Chef? That is a Post-it note that I carefully folded up and I trimmed so it's the same shape, size, and thickness as your 100, okay? These are there to confuse you. Not an easy task. Okay, inside envelope number 4 is where the real 100 goes. Audience, give me an ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. I heard an ooh and an ah. All right. Ah. All right, perfect. All right, we have sealed it. That's the 100. All right, I'm going to mix these up so you do not know which is which. Okay? So we can't use our smarts. We have to get a little deeper than that. How long have you had this 100? About a week. Okay, perfect. Okay. Money's important to us. The longer you have your money, the more subconscious bond you form. It's kind of like a relationship. So I'm going to hand these to you. You can mix them up as well. I'm going to fan them out in a moment. I'm going to ask you to go with your gut instinct and tell me what envelope has your $100 bill in it. I want you just to feel it. I want you to go with your gut. Okay? Okay, here we go. I'm going to number them as well. Here we go. Uno. You want to know Yiddish? You want to do numbers in Yiddish? You do it. Go. The rabbi has disappeared, ladies and gentlemen, with the envelope. Oh, you have? Excellent. Okay. 3. And 5. All right. I'm going to hand these to you. If you want to feel them, just get a sense. Let's recap. One of these envelopes has Chef's 100, 3 of them don't. Okay, so 25% chance that you're going to guess, but I want you to get deeper. So I'm going to take these, we'll fan them out. Tell me, Chef, what envelope do you feel the vibrations coming from? 4. You feel good about it? Envelope 4. Put that in your pocket. Okay, so envelopes 1, 2, and 3 you feel nothing from. No vibrations? Okay, perfect. Because Chef did not choose these, here's what we can do. I actually have a portable paper shredder from Staples. I'm going to use my top hat here. All right, envelope 1, nothing, right? So we shall... Hey! And you guys can laugh because it's Chef's money. You want to change your mind before I shred too? Go for it? Okay, here we go. 3? 3? Okay. Deal or no deal? in the end. Reach in. Remove the sign, $100 bill. The thunderous applause. Is this trick? Number. You have another 100? Let's do it again. Chef, no, seriously, it's okay. That's just the kind of man he is. Okay, I'm gonna make it right. I feel bad. I got an idea. Got an idea indeed. Here. Take this into the bank tomorrow. Give them their pen back. There we go. Keep it going for Chef, ladies and gentlemen. Chef, I'm kidding. Come on. I need that pen. I'm just kidding. Come on up here. Come here, Chef. All right. You know better than that. I'm a magician, obviously. Just incredible, like a magician. Chef Cutler. The man. You're the man. That should be your title. Chef Cutler, the man. But cooler. Obviously, there's a magic trick coming here. I'm going to do this slowly. You're not going to believe this, Chef. In my back pocket is my wallet. And inside my wallet. Ah! I love that, right? I do that to cops that I get pulled over. Hilarious. No. All right. Rabbi Hash has been holding an envelope the entire time. In that envelope is your consolation prize. Rabbi, would you bring that forward, please? And you can attest, it's been sealed the whole time. There's no funny business. You do not know you'd be holding an envelope until we all found out. So hand that to Chef, if you would mind. Chef, inspect the envelope. Thank you so much, Rabbi. You'll notice it is sealed. There's no way to get in or out other than by ripping it open. So do the honors. The suspense is building. Reach in and remove the contents. You're going to love it. Oh, okay. This is a locked banker's pouch. Okay, and you can try to unzip it. It's been locked. You can't unzip it without unlocking it. The key's in the side pocket there. Perfect. Go for it. I'll take the envelope. I'm going to reach in and take the keys. Either one of them works. Give it a good twist. No way. No way. Unzip it. What is it? Okay, it's another purse. Okay. A small coin purse. I'll do this very slow here. Just unzip it. Now, upon preliminary investigation, Chef, what do you see inside? I hope so. Sees the money. Inside the envelope is a small bill that's been folded up. Would you do me a favor? I'll open up your hands here. Perfect. Unfold it for me. Chef, show the people. Is that your 100? Stewart, triangle. It's Chef Stewart $100 bill. Give it over the man of the hour, Chef. That's it, my show. Thank you so much.
And I'm going to call up on Rabbi Epstein to come up and say a few words about Joni and Chef. And the way he feels you, Chef and Joni, is the way we all feel. You guys are a hell of a guys. You come to play every day. We're glad to know you. Rabbi, come on.
This is a real honor for me to be able to do this, Chef and Joni. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I just want to tell a little story about when Shep was a bar mitzvah boy. You may not have heard this before, but as a bar mitzvah boy, he was not necessarily the best student, and he attended a very rough, tough Hebrew school class in Beverly Hills. Matter of fact, during his bar mitzvah lessons, the rabbi decided it was time again to lecture the students on the evils of alcohol. In order to get their attention, the rabbi began by putting 2 glasses up. One was filled with water and the other was filled with gin. Then he pulled out a worm and he dropped it in the water. Well, the worm swam happily around in the glass of water until the rabbi pulled it back out. As the worm wriggled in his fingers, the rabbi proclaimed with certainty that the worm loved the water and the water was safe for the worm. Then the rabbi dropped the worm in the gin. Almost instantly, the worm died. Its ravaged body began to disappear in the toxic liquid. The rabbi let out a satisfied cry of delight. Do you see what evils this alcohol has done? What does this experiment prove? Suddenly, Shep's young voice could be heard from the back of the room. Rabbi, it proves if you drink alcohol, you'll never get worms. Now, recently, Joni was in Manhattan, and without warning, she was approached by a particularly dirty and shabby-looking homeless woman who asked her for a couple of dollars for dinner. So Joni's a very generous person, and she took out her billfold, took out $10 and asked, if I give you this money, will you buy wine with it instead of dinner? No, I have stopped drinking years ago, the woman said. Will you use it to go shopping instead of buying food? Joni asked. No, I don't waste time shopping. The homeless woman said, I need to spend all my money just trying to stay alive. Will you spend this on a beauty salon instead of food? Joni asked. Are you nuts? Replied the homeless woman. I haven't had my hair done in 20 years. Well, said Joni, I'm not going to give you the money. Instead, I'm going to take you to dinner with my husband, Shep, tonight. The homeless woman was astonished. Won't your husband be furious with you? I'm dirty. I smell pretty horrible. Joni said, that's okay. It's important for him to see what a woman looks like after she has given up shopping, hair appointments, and wine. Shep, our sages in the Mishnah about 1,800 years ago tried to find out, to discover, what were the guidelines for being a great human being? And what qualities should that human being try to attain? And here's what they said. One rabbi said the most important thing in life is to have a kind eye, to look at everything kindly. Another rabbi said the most important thing in life is to be a good friend. A third said the most important thing in life is to be a good neighbor. A fourth said, recognize the impact of your actions on future generations. And the fifth said, the most important quality in life is to have a good heart. Now, most of us would be happy to acquire any one of these qualities in our life. Shep and Joni, you are being honored here this evening because you have acquired all 5 of these qualities in your lives. A kind eye. Shep and Joni, you've never met an idea you didn't love. Whatever it was, that's a fabulous idea. I couldn't have thought of that in a million. Rabbi, that is the greatest idea I've ever heard of in my life. Everything to you is wonderful. You have the gift of a kind eye. And to be a good friend, well, ladies and gentlemen, is there a better friend you could wish for than Shep and Joni? It actually came in very handy for me. A couple of months ago, I had to travel to Los Angeles, and I went to the Beverly Hills hotel. And I forgot to make a reservation. So I got to the hotel, and they said, I'm sorry, there are no rooms available. I said, no rooms available? I've traveled all the way from South Carolina. I'm tired. I need to get a place to sleep. I said, I'm sorry, there's no rooms available. I said, if Shep and Joni Cutler were here, would you have no rooms available? Well, of course, they said, well, if Shep and Joni were here, we'd find a room. I said, hold on a second. I took out my phone, dialed him up. Shep, Joni, are you coming tonight to the Beverly? Great news. Shep and Joni aren't coming. Can I have their room? Worked perfect. A great friend. How about a great neighbor? It's great living in Shep and Joni's neighborhood because whenever I give directions, I just say, you know where Shep and Joni live? I'm right down the street from them. And I can tell Henry and Gloria, Richard and Kathy, Shep's Joni's neighbors, it's the most fabulous place to live. As a matter of fact, just recently they had a tour of the neighborhood, and Shep and Joni's house was on that tour. Being a neighbor of Shep and Joni also entitles you to a free trip to Israel, I think. Henry and Gloria can attest to that. When Henry and Gloria were there with Shep and Joni, they were taken on a tour of Israel in search of something very holy and very, of course, Israel, of course, is the Holy Land, and we go there in search of great meaning and purpose. Well, Shep and Joni went in search of the perfect daiquiri. And from what I'm told, they are yet to still find it. They're still looking. But Israel was a place for them that was very, very meaningful and very special. And then there is the ability to see the future and the impact of your actions. And I want to share a quote with you that meant a lot to me, and I really thought of you when I read it. It says, "The bravest people are surely those who have the clearest vision of what is before them. Glory and danger alike, and yet notwithstanding, go out to meet it courageously." You have had the courage to have a vision for our community, a vision for the children of our community, and you have not let anything get in the way of that vision. No barrier, no roadblock, no obstacle has set you back on this vision. You have been a source of inspiration and a source of tremendous support for all of those who have followed you as you have continued your journey towards this vision. And finally, there is a good heart, the most generous, the kindest, the warmest, the most passionate of people. Sums you up incredibly. As a matter of fact, in Judaism, we do believe in the concept of reincarnation, and I'm convinced that if I live my life to the best of my ability, someday I will be reincarnated as one of Joni and Shep's dogs. Because there is no more loving and caring owners of dogs as they. But seriously, tonight you gave everybody a mezuzah. And if you take a look at the mezuzah on your table, you will notice that there are 3 Hebrew letters on there. Shin, Daled, and Yud. One of the names of God. But also it stands for 3 Hebrew words. Shomer Daltot Yisrael. The guardian of the doors of Israel. Shep and Joni, you have been the guardian of the doors of Israel in this community. You have stood fast at your post. You have guarded and made sure that the needs of the children, that the needs of the community have been met. You have done it in every facet of Jewish communal life. Federation, JCC, Israel Bonds, and of course your work in the Columbia Jewish Day School. You have guarded the values of our people, education, tzedakah, and community. And therefore it is my great honor to share with you a very special tribute. So if you'll please come up. This is the award of the Gates of Jerusalem, presented with deep appreciation to Joni and Shep Cutler, May 21st, 2008, by Columbia State of Israel Bonds. Congratulations.
How incredibly special. Rabbi, I guess after all of that, I'm going to have to start going to synagogue a little bit more often. As a matter of fact, I think what I may do, I spoke to Joni about it, is start to grow a beard. So I can emulate a man that I admire so very much, you, Rabbi Hesh. Happy anniversary, ladies and gentlemen. This, our 60th year. Is this the most incredible thing? What a joy and what a pleasure it is for us to be able to be in our wonderful friends and this great company and family to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the State of Israel. Joni, I hope you enjoy the mezuzahs. The mezuzah, of course, is a small memento of the evening. The scroll is in Hebrew from our Torah, a symbol of faith and hope. We affix the mezuzah on the right side of our doors throughout our homes. When I was a young child and visited many, many of our friends, I would see the mezuzah outside the home, and I always thought it was a doorbell. And I would push it, and the door would never open. But in retrospect, when I think back on it, when you do touch the mezuzah and you kiss the mezuzah, doors will, can, and do open. Speaking of mezuzahs too, and this is a true story, a good friend of mine just finished building a beautiful home with 50 rooms. When he completed it, though, he realized there were no mezuzahs. So he ran out, bought 50 mezuzahs, came back and gave them to his decorator. He said, put these mezuzahs up on the right side of every door and also outside too. Make certain you're very careful. We've just finished this home. And he went to dinner and he was thinking about, my gosh, when I get back, what's going to happen? But he was pleasantly surprised when he came back because the mezuzahs had been put up perfectly. And he said to the decorator, he said, thank you so much, you did a great job. I want to give you a bonus. The decorator said, thank you so much, I'm really glad that you enjoyed our work. And by the way, I took the little warranties out of the boxes and put them on your desk. 60 years ago, I remember this like it happened yesterday. It was May of 1948. I was living in Los Angeles, California, and was fast asleep. I was awakened by my dad running through the home yelling, we're an independent state. We are a state, we're independent. I got up and I said, Dad, what are you talking about? We have our independence, we are a state. And I said, Dad, isn't California a state? He said, no, Israel. Israel is a state, we are independent. And I remember it like it happened yesterday. And I said to my dad, I said, well, Dad, I said, have you been to Israel? He said, physically, no. But every day in my heart and in my mind, I have been in Israel. Subsequently, my mom and dad both visited Israel many, many times. And I heard so many stories. Joni and I were fortunate enough to visit Israel with the Goldbergs a few years back, and it's a very, very special situation. 10 years ago, Joni and I had the great opportunity to participate in honoring Jerry and Sue Klein, and how ironic and awarding to have them with us again tonight. I really reflect on this. It is such a special evening, and this is probably the most moving that I can ever remember anything happening to Joni and me. It's just a fabulous evening for such a wonderful, wonderful cause. The bond dinner, raising money for Israel, it's so very, very special. I was speaking with Jerry earlier, and I do want to